If you know we're on Chitter Chatter Live, please do not call me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead. I'm still about to tap in and mix my drink. And what I'm going to be mixing the Peach Crown Royal with tonight is the Welch's Peach White Grape Peach. Now, I normally drink the white grape on its own. But tonight, because it's peach that became my new favorite, and we're going to keep it in the glove. A friend of mine taught me that you keep the peach in the glove. You keep the crown in the glove for a reason. Then go ahead and pour that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're going to have a good time tonight because sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking about blocking our blessings. Sometimes, most of the time, what we don't like to admit is that the only person blocking our blessings, the only person keeping us from getting what we want to get or being where we want to be, the only person doing that is ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We're speaking about it tonight. All over my face. We're speaking about it tonight, ladies. Accountability and owning everything that you are and blocking your blessings, because sometimes we don't even be willing to change to get where we need to go. Let's go ahead and listen. This drink looking real good. I'm gonna go ahead and tap our drinks, ladies. Where am I at? Okay, tap our drinks. Ooh, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go ahead and get started. Come on in. Our guest has just arrived, ladies. We are speaking about blocking our blessings again. And if you're just now tuning in, welcome to Chitter Chatter, Miss Stefani. It is so good to have you here. Let me slide on in and let you come in so that you can see our guests. This is Black Girl Beauty, ladies and gentlemen. Where we come together, we discuss what matters when Black women Chatter. And tonight we are speaking about blocking our blessings, because so often in our community as Black women, we have so many situations and circumstances that are placed in front of us when we're just trying to succeed and make it. When we're just trying to make it to the next level, there's always a block. There's always a wall. And sometimes, most times, what I've discovered is that the block is sometimes ourselves. We're not willing to make changes and sacrifices for that. And we're going to speak on it tonight. But before we get into our topic, Miss Stefani, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to our guests? Tell them who you are and how to get in touch with you and what you do.
Okay, cool. Hello, I am Stefani. It's pronounced Stefani, like Gwen Stefani. My Instagram is Stefani Speaks. I'm a mama. Yes, ma'am. So I gotta, add a little
You got to.
Yeah. Street speaks. You feel me?
You got to.
I am a mom before I'm anything. Well, actually, I'm a woman before I'm anything. I am a woman. I'm a beautiful, divine ass woman. Sorry for kissing. And I am a mother. I'm also a businesswoman. I have two businesses. So one of them is a pop-up shop. It's called Puff Fridays, Pop-Up Fridays. And it's basically a pop-up shop where I host artists who come in and they are able to display their music, poetry, things of that nature. And then, of course, vendors who are, some of them are smoker friendly. Some of them are just retail. I mean, not retail, but apparel, things of that nature. Hello, yes.
And you can go ahead and mix your drink as
well.
well.
Thank you. That is Pop-Up Fridays or Puff Fridays. And then my second business is Crown Healing Temple. It's a one-stop healing shop, one-stop spirit shop. So I have everything from sage to Florida water to incense and other things of that nature. So if you're looking for like things to help renew yourself, renew your spirit, get your chi centered and all that jazz, I got you.
And we need to tap more into that as Black women, ladies and gentlemen. We don't often a lot of us, I don't want to say everyone, a lot of us don't always tap into things for just healing and relaxation. And we were speaking about that a few weeks ago on taking care of yourself, because sometimes you just need to relax and take care of yourself. And tonight we're speaking about taking accountability and owning the fact that sometimes you are your block and you are the block when it comes to your success. You're the one that's standing in your path. And as a healer and as someone who deals in that as a Black woman, what are we're going to jump into that as soon as we get into, I'm going to go ahead and play our commercial, and we're going to get into some of the blocks that you have experienced as a Black woman. Yeah, we jumping into it tonight. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And Miss Stefani, we're going to go ahead and jump into the first question. As a Black woman, what are some of the things that you have experienced that when it comes to blocking your blessings as far as you are concerned?
I think everything always starts at the root. So that being said, I think carrying a lot of childhood trauma. So just feelings of inadequacy, not feeling like I'm enough, not feeling like I'm capable of achieving success or I'm capable of obtaining success, feeling like a failure a lot, which again, that stemmed from my childhood, just not hearing enough affirmations, not hearing validation from my parents, the source of, where I came from and things of that nature. So a lot of that carried on with me through adulthood, and I was so afraid of and have been so afraid of failing that I failed horribly, and I didn't jump or take leaps in life. So I'm now 33 years old and I'm taking more leaps than I've ever taken in my whole entire life, because I decided, okay, it's time to
We're gonna take one step to that. Absolutely. Take leaps, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter when, where, how. Take them as soon as you feel the need to.
Okay. Sips.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so that probably have to be a major thing for me, is just releasing a lot of fear of failure.
Absolutely.
Just fear, like overall.
And that is a big thing in our community, because not only do you have to deal with getting over the fear, a lot of us don't really have mentors and people in our ear that are telling us you need to get better, you can do better. Like you said, like when you were going through things in your childhood, if you would have had someone there just to tell you that you can do better or show you better, then it could have changed a lot of the things that we've dealt with. And that's why this conversation is so important and why we should have it in our community, ladies and gentlemen. And that just it made me think about something. You said that everything that you said, it kind of all connects to you dealing with healing. And how has that been for you? Like, does it, when you're in the process of distributing and building your brand, and also like when you recognize what you're dealing with in someone that, like a customer, how do you approach that?
Okay, let me see if I understand the question. I guess, are you saying, like, how do I deal with unhealed traumas in other people? Because I've had that experience for myself. Is that?
Yeah, because someone else, because we haven't healed. And that's something that the reason why I asked this question, because that's something that we as Black women do all the time. We're so busy trying to heal the same demon that we're ourselves fighting. Like, I'm gonna give you the block to fight this dragon, but then this one still, he guarded mine. I ain't got back in my castle yet. You know what I mean? So how do you deal with that?
Biggest quote that I have to put out there is, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Amen.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. So how I deal with that is recognizing red flags. Recognizing red comes up, and I know, like, I may get triggered or angry or agitated by somebody else who has proper communication. I'm really big on communication. I'm extremely big on communication. And so I noticed that I'll get really communication, then I have to sit with myself and remember, all is reflection. Everything is reflection. So whatever I'm seeing is something that I'm dealing with in myself. It's something that I'm angry with about for myself. And so once you get down to that, and you honestly just be real about what you feel, because sometimes, like, we'll feel some agitation, we'll feel annoyance, we'll feel irritation and stuff like that, but we won't actually deal with the feeling. We'll just kind of like brush it off, let it keep going. Oh, nah, you know what? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'll be all right. When in reality, we're not okay.
You're not.
We're not okay.
And we're not taking our own advice. Yeah. That's what I mean by standing in our own way. Sometimes we're giving the best advice, and it's real. It's like, it's genuine good advice. Beautiful. And if we applied it to our own lives, we would prosper so much better. And you may not even see a drastic change the way you want it to happen, but it'll begin that first domino to knock down all the rest. Yeah. But you just have to do it. Yeah. We are always standing in our own way. Yeah. And that is, I use situations like this and conversations like this in our acting classes and the performing education so that we can, this is how we teach our youth. You give them a scenario or a situation, and then based off of their feelings towards that, we teach them how to write poems, how to dance, how to act, how to model, and that gives them something positive to put that energy to. And it also helps them deal with that. That's what we do at Uniqueness Performing Arts School. And we will be taking applications right now. I'm going to go ahead and shoot you that commercial because you guys need to be aware of everything that we going on. Yes, absolutely. Go under. Go under. It is right here. And start breaking from right here. Get to the money, honey. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are speaking on blocking our blessings. Sometimes I think about one of the questions that I have, because as women, period, one of the biggest things I hear men complain about is our lack of ability to listen. We don't listen. So the question is, how well do you listen? And not even just with men, like period, because one thing you just said was how big you are on communication. And this is a big block in the blessings, because one of my biggest issues in life is my inability to tame my attitude in situations where someone has irritated me. So when you said that, when people's communication throws you out, like, how do you deal with that? Because that is a big block in blocking your blessings, not being able to adjust yourself so that you don't go off the deep end. Like how well do you listen to what's being said to you versus just reacting because you're irritated or you don't like the way it's been said to you?
Wow. That is something that I am continuously working on, and I kid you not, I don't know if y'all know about astrology, but if you know about like your moon sign rules your emotions. Okay, the moon rules the emotions. The moon is feminine energy and stuff like that. So my moon is in Leo, and if you know about Leo is a fire sign. So that means like we tend to be very passionate when communicating or when expressing our emotions. So for me, I come off very fiery when it comes to my emotions. Sometimes almost so fiery that I don't take the time to breathe and respond. Yeah. And I've been there recently. But one thing that sticks out to me and stands out to me is something that my brother said. It's important for you to learn how to respond to people differently. Even if you don't agree with what they're saying. Absolutely. And so for me, I practice meditation, I practice breath work, and I think that's something that helps me to come back into myself, to be more internal in my reflection versus external versus looking at everybody else. So honestly, it's as simple as taking a breath. Like if you notice that you're getting triggered, getting pissed off, you know what? I'm finna stop. I'm finna step away. I'm finna take a deep breath in through my nose, out through my mouth, as slow as I can. And then once you do that, your breath centers you back into into your chi, into yourself. And breath causes you to be able to think with a state of clarity. Right. So I highly recommend just taking a breath. I know that seems so simple and mundane, but honestly, it helps me in a major way because it slows things down. Absolutely. It allows me to be able to, again, go back to what I said originally, think about what I'm feeling in this moment. Why? And then once you think about what you're feeling in the moment, it allows you to really dive into okay, well, why am I feeling like this? Why am I irritated by them? Why did what this person said trigger such a response in me that now I'm yelling? Absolutely. And once you get to that stage and once you get to that place, you can be honest with yourself. You can be like, you know what? Honestly, it's me.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I'm the one who needs to adjust my mindset, my mind frame, because once you have awareness of yourself, then you'll have awareness of everybody else. So what they said will no longer trigger you as harshly as it did before, because now you know, like, okay, they're dealing with trauma, they're dealing with the trigger. I know what I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to just really pay attention to was asking how it was how exactly what is what men really say instead of simply saying no, I don't listen well. What you did, what you did was you explained to me why you don't think you listen well and what you think you're going to do to start listening well in the future. And that is what we do so often. This is self-revelation, ladies and gentlemen, because I had to do this because I was dating this guy and he said something to me one day. And we were talking, he was like, listen, it's just not that easy to just cut things off. And I was like, listen, it's that easy for me. And his response to me was, just because it's that easy for you, it doesn't mean it's that easy for me. And you know, it's a simple statement, but that is true. Everyone in this world is different. Everyone in this world is dealing with something different. And just because someone triggers something in you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they got something going on. Yeah. It just means they trigger something in you. Yeah. So sometimes, so for you, when you say something like, oh, I know that's something that they're dealing with, and that's why they said that to me. Sometimes it is something that they're dealing with, and then just something that you don't want to deal with. Like, you know, like you remind me of this, and I don't want to deal with that because every time I do that, this is where I go, and I don't want to go there. So instead of me listening to what you actually saying, I'm tuning you out because you reminded me of a feeling and an emotion that I don't want to go to. And that is where we, as Black women and women, period, take a lot of heavy hits. Yes. So focused on us and what we got going on and how it affects us and how we feel and how, in our opinion about it, that we don't take the time to listen what's actually being said to us. Woman to woman, woman to child, woman to man. And now your child and your girlfriends, we understand each other. We relate to each other. We deal with each other better. Yeah. But men don't. So what I came to is like, maybe that is why so many of us have so many toxic relationships with so many men. Wow.
I love that you did how you played that.
Listen, let's take one sip of that, ladies. This is Black Girl Beauty, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? On this note, because it's Black History Month and it's Valentine's Day week, listen, whether you're single, whether you got a Valentine, get out and show some love. Speaking of, because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to go ahead and show you a little love poem. I'm going to tell you a little love story. And she was actually there when this was performed. So she's gonna just get another revelation because you gotta tell a little love story on Valentine's Day week, baby, because I want y'all to get into the love, step into the love, whether you single, whether you hooked up. Make it happen. It's love week. Here we go. On Valentine's week. All night and day. Recurring ecstasy. This is a love story that began when a woman met a man. All night and day. Recurring ecstasy. This is a love story that began when a woman met a man. And honestly, I don't know when we met, but I know that we did. Some days ago, way back when, we started off as strangers and evolved into friends. Times brought us so close. He was so different than other men. We used to argue, disagree, bicker, and disagree. I didn't care what he did or how his free time was spent. We spent secrets, shed hours. He was about to comfort me through all my traumatic events. And this man made me feel so safe. I worried for the people who bothered me. His protection made me want to be a woman for him. Be soft, gentle, and sweet. Baby, I'm talking true vulnerability. And keep in mind, this man I'm talking about, he was literally just a friend. I never before looked his way. I never even thought he was cute. Never even looked his way. And then, one day, I looked his way and felt something I could not comprehend. I wanted to know him, the man inside the friend. And for me, that was wild, only because it was him. I was literally talking to myself like, girl, you tripping. And then that little feeling would come back again. And the type of friendship we had, we keep it real. So I was tripping yet again, if I should tell him how I feel. I decided I was tripping, and I put them feelings on the shelf. There was no need to tell him some things. I better left with self. It had been a long time since I had my socks rocked, so I just blamed it on the hormones. When it's been a long time, anybody is liable to ravel your bones. So time went on, and I forgot that even happened. Things went back to normal. We're out, hanging, like we do, eating, drinking, laughing. Then we locked eyes. And again, to my surprise, those feelings began to rise. This time, I done had a few drinks, so I'm beginning to wiggle and rearrange my thighs. Ladies, you know the vibes. I sipped my drink and swallowed quickly to shut myself up before I said the wrong thing. Don't do it. That's what I was telling myself. He looked at me, and I know he knew something was up, looking dead in my face. He finally said, so what's up? What you got going on? I said, nothing. Drink went down wrong. He knew that was a lie. He didn't say a word. He just stared in my face and waited for my reply. And you won't believe what I said next. Why did I tell this man I had a secret to tell him, but I didn't want to tell him yet? That was just me buying time, hoping these drinks would help him forget. Who was I fooling? I knew that wasn't going to fly. But I still said it. Just went on with the night. So we did some more bar hopping. We ended at a kickback. Nothing too deep. Just a little group of friends getting together after the club to talk smack. My friend and I, we standing in the kitchen talking. And you know what he said? This man said, so you ready to tell me a little secret? In my head, I'm like, dang, why didn't you forget? I just brushed it off and said, you know what, let's act like I never said that. This cool cat said, okay. The conversation moved right on along. The night ended, we all left and went home. The next morning, September 29th to be exact. I can't remember the year, but that is the day. I'm pissed with myself for last night. I had too much to say. Oh, bold and drunk. Then my phone received a text. It was my friend, just my luck. You want to know what he said? Of course I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, I ain't going to lie. I know curiosity killed the cat, but I'm curious to know what you was talking about last night. At this point, it was me versus myself, and I was ready to fight. Nani, why did you do this? That's what I asked myself. Why did you take those feelings off the shelf? My only response was, well, I think he said it best. Curiosity killed the cat. No pun intended, but he did just that. And that was another shock, because I had never thought about him sexually until then. I told him my little secret. We talked about it for a minute. It was something that had never before crossed either one of our minds, so I thought. But now it did. He asked me what made me feel that way. I said it was your protection and love that made my feelings sway. Gave me a desire to know a side of you I never knew. Feel you do things. I never felt you do. And at this point, we both dropped. So you know what we did? We took our conversation from the phone to the bed. I can still hear him now as he slid my thong down. I ain't even gonna play with you. I said, please, don't play with me. Then he took me to Pound Town. And I'm going to tell you the truth, sis. He really shocked me. He gave me all night and day recurrent ecstasy. From the moment his skin touched mine, I knew our friendship would never be the same. It still shocks me that I love moaning his name. This man would say, now come. And baby, can't snap, but I came. He said, I got too much respect for you not to blow your mind. I'm still trying to find the fragments. The best part came after the sex. When our relationship evolved, there wasn't any need for any adjustments. The vibe was the same. Nothing with our chemistry ended or changed. Only now, girl, I wanted him in my skin. I walked around daily dreaming about him again and again. He was now more than my friend. He was so much more. I felt like my body was made to come for his. I felt him in my core. He tamed me. Again, as a man, not as my friend. This was a completely new way. Now for him, I'll shut up and listen to what he has to say. That man rocked my world and turned me inside out. Sometimes I get caught up reminiscing and forget what I was talking about. What'd I say? The craziest thing for me, it was him. I couldn't wrap my mind around that. We had crossed the line. There was no going back. I didn't want to go back. I wanted to evolve. Something erupted inside of me, a mystery I must solve. The sex was just a bonus to the love I had from this man. I went from loving him to being in love with him so quick, I couldn't understand. Still can't snap. Too dangerous for me, but I had to apologize to myself, but call me crazy. But honey, I had to flee. My grandma Betty told me to marry a man that loved me more than I love him, and I could tell the way things were happening. Baby, he wasn't about to be one of them. He gave me all night and day recurring ecstasy. I wanted him in my skin. And that's exactly why he had to go back to being just my friend. I ain't got time to play with him. I had to move around. I had no parts of what he was consistently putting down. You know, he felt the same way I did. We had to stop before this thing started getting out of hand. We can't be doing that. At least that's what we said. But in all actuality, that was only how this love saga began. To be continued, truth be told. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we were actually speaking with our Instagram family because they were getting a background view. But we had Miss Stefani here. She was actually there when I performed this poem last night. She would just go ahead and give a little feedback.
I'm telling y'all right now, if you are looking for a poet to listen to over and over again, it's Miss Coco Plum here.
Yes,
two U's. Don't forget the extra U.
Don't forget it.
Okay. She was
take one sip to that. She know. She know.
No, but in real life, she was so expressive, so vibrant. I felt like I was talking to my girlfriend. I feel like I've known you for years. To be really honest. I'm like, girl,
we were on a show because listen, he made a great connection, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more projects, ladies and gentlemen. So, Miss Stefani,
yes,
you're going to go ahead and give us a little sample of what you do, and we have a whole lot more coming forward. So just go ahead. Let me go ahead. Alexa, pause.
Okay, so I am Stefani Speaks. I also am a singer, songwriter, and my name, the artist name that I go by is Nani the Artist. So Nani.the Artist. I just dropped a single December 31st, 2021. It's called CMO. That stands for Catch Me Outside. You know, be outside with it. So I'm gonna play a little snippet of my song. Give me 1 second, but I am just so honored to be here. So
yes,
I gotta bless y'all. And this is on all streaming platforms, literally all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, my time because we grew. I am free. Okay, it's really what I need.
Take me outside.
Vendors who want to tap in with me, please DM me on Puff Fridays, P.UFFRIDAYS Fridays. And then also on Stefani Speaks, my business page, my Speaks page. It's Stefani STEFANIESHPEAKS. Y'all tap in with me if y'all trying to vent. Tap in with me if you want to perform. All that.
Tap in. And Mr. Esmond is in the comments. So thankful to have you here. And He said drop that link. So we're gonna drop that link in the comments so that we can get everybody to get that song. Actually, I'm gonna tag you into it so you can drop the link yourself and let everybody know how they can get in contact with it, because we wanna listen, catch me outside. I'm feeling it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our next question, because that is one of the things that we were speaking about. We're still speaking about blocking your blessings, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're just now tuning in, again, this is Chatter. We are having an awesome time. I have my guest here, Miss Stefani Speaks, and she is giving us everything. We're having great conversations and we're diving into it. Ladies and gentlemen, blocking your blessings, what we're realizing is sometimes we are our own block. Sometimes we are the thing that is from getting where we need to go. So that brings me to my next question. To change whatever it is you need to change in order to get where you need to go, where you want to go, where you're trying to go.
Most definitely. I think evolution is inevitable.
Absolutely.
So if you're not growing, if not evolving, you're stagnant. If you're staying in the same place, you're not getting anywhere. You're not going to reach your goal. So my goal is to continue to evolve. So
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Absolutely. I have a 10-year-old daughter who, she's looking up to me. She's watching all my moves, everything I do. So if I'm not creating, a better future for her, or creating a better future for myself, then what am I doing? And that is going to require me to change.
Absolutely.
Change.
And sometimes a lot of us don't be willing to do that. Like a lot of us have that whole, this is who I am, you either like me or you don't attitude. And that will stop you in so many avenues in life, because there are some people that don't like you the way you are, and they don't have to deal with you. But there are people that will deal with you. And my dad, you asked me about my dad, he's gonna be coming. I actually want him to jump in just because you asked. One of the things he told me is it's better to be celebrated than to be tolerated. And like I said, one of the things I struggle with, that's why I said this is transparency here on Chitter Chatter. One of the things I personally struggle with was the ability to even care about people tolerating me or celebrating me. I had that for a long time. Listen, I don't care. This is who I am. Take me or leave me. And if you don't like me, it's cool if you stay on over there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that attitude, I'm going to keep it a buck with you, will block a lot of blessings. It will hold you back in a lot of places. And you won't even realize it until you really get where you need to go. You won't even realize it until you right where you need to go and everything is right the way it needs to be. And there's that one door that you just can't open. You can't figure out why you can't open it. You can't figure out what it is. And a lot of times it's simply because of your inability to realize that you need to change some things. Like you may have been able to make it thus far without listening. You may have been able to make it thus far without caring about other people's opinions. A lot of us are closed-minded. If I don't think this is a good idea, it's not a good idea. And there's nothing you could tell me to justify it being a good idea, because I have 10 million ways why it's not. There are so many situations where we are in our own block and we just can't step out of it. Inability to change is a lot of that. You have to be like what I was saying about the whole listening thing. It's not necessarily about just because while somebody is coming at you and you're irritated, while you're sitting there trying to figure out what you need to do to calm yourself down, you missed everything that they just said. And what if because you're like, you know what, in your head, literally, because it's how it goes in your head, you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Don't smack him. Listen. I'm trying. Listen. You don't even know. They got two more words. You better shut up. While we're doing all of that, I missed the whole listen. Sometimes I'm not really right, but I'm trying to do better. We miss that because men sometimes say little stuff like that. Sometimes someone that you're against, they saying stuff like that. Like, you know what? I'm sorry. I really didn't mean what I did, but I didn't really know what to do. And you're so aggressive and you never listen. So I can't really talk to you, but you're so busy being aggressive and not listening that you didn't hear them say that.
Yeah.
So all you heard was, and if I can't get it together, then I'm going to just leave. So you're like, well, just leave then.
Just leave.
There was not. So they're like, dang, I just said if I can't work this out. And that is why a lot of us miss a lot of situations. And I'm only able to even have this conversation because there were times, recently, I'm 31 years old. She's 30.
Okay.
I can't even believe I'm I'm 30 out here. So recently, you know what? Let me go. I normally leave. I'm not even going to tell a lie. You know what?
Excuse me. She did. She gone.
she almost didn't know what to do. Like, it's like, what can you can't listen? That is me. I believe, and I will never speak to you again. Like, that was me. But as an adult, you realize sometimes you're blocking your blessings because what if after this conversation you just felt better? Yeah. What if after this conversation you realize something about yourself that you really could change, and if you did change it, then it wouldn't be so bad? What if after that conversation you just really, they might even informed you of something or had an opportunity for you that they didn't know if you could handle it based off of your attitude, and you showed them based off of your reaction to what they were telling you that you weren't ready for that opportunity. There's so many things that I have realized recently just simply from listening, and not listening on some, you know what, I'm only gonna sit here and listen to you so they can say, oh, my dad jumped in, girl, look at him. He said, you know, I can't leave you.
What he do?
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, Chitter Chatter, we are speaking about it. Sometimes, ladies, we just gotta listen. And this ain't even just for the ladies, because men gotta listen too.
Facts.
But what I noticed is they do a lot of listening because we do a lot of talking.
Yep.
That lets you know it's true. She couldn't even hold it back. The expression is so free. So what do we do to stop blocking our own blessings? That's why the question, are you willing to do whatever you need to do in order to grow? Because when I say that, all of us get the business. Oh yeah, if this come, I'm willing to do it as far as business is concerned. But as far as you are concerned, what are you willing to change about you? Not only do you need to listen, but are you willing to set aside your emotions even when you're wrong? Yeah. Or no, are you willing to set aside your emotions when you're right in order to get where you need to go? Because sometimes you got to bite that bullet. That I used to not want to bite the bullet. That's the attitude. Yeah, because I'm right. Listen, as black women, listen, I'm gonna say as black women, we right a lot. Okay. It's rare that we're wrong.
Oh, ma'am, clean.
So because of that, sometimes we have to listen to people tell us things that we know is wrong. Yeah. But we are so, I know that's wrong. I can't let you live knowing that was wrong. I can't let it go. No, that's wrong. And I'm going to tell you. And if you don't want to listen, I'm going to go down the line of reasons why you should. And I'm going to give you a list of it. And I'm going to keep going on and on until you agree with me that I'm right and you're wrong. Because I know I'm right.
But what if that never happens?
What if that never happens? What if you let them have it and then in 5 minutes they realize they were wrong and they came back and apologized? Right. Ooh, I've been getting a lot of apologies lately. I didn't even know how it felt because I was always that person that was so, sometimes you take it over the top. And once you take it over the top, ain't nobody coming to apologize to you even when they realize you're right. Yeah. That's like what I told you during the break. You get to listen. And when you listen, because what I told her, you missed it. Sometimes when you listen, ladies, you get to hear what they're actually saying. And if they happen to be right, you can take heed to it, apply it to your life, and you ain't gonna say nothing. You just know that they're right. But keep it to yourself. But if you go all off the top and show out and spaz out and give them your butt to kiss because you know you're right and you're not gonna let them have it, you have to apologize for that. Yeah. You're gonna be equally as wrong. Ooh. And even if you're not, they're gonna make you feel like it. And ladies and gentlemen, listen, Miss Amanda is gonna come in a second and she's gonna give us a little more insight on the business part of it. Because ladies and gentlemen, we gotta step into it. We're trying to grow as Black women, and we're trying to grow as Black business women. Yes. And that is why we tap into the emotional side here on Chitter Chatter. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. As far as Black women as a whole, and it's been proven by fact, we exceed as a race of women. We exceed. Black women are always highly educated. We're always highly sophisticated. If we say it's done, it's as good as handled months ago. We make that happen. And so when it comes to business, why do most of us hit a lot of brick walls? Yeah. Because we have, like you said, so many things we have not healed from in our trauma. Yeah. We have so many personal and emotional situations that we apply that at work. And in business, I'm a little different. I grew up around all men. So when I'm dealing with a lot of situations, as far as business is concerned, I can remove my emotions and know that it's not an emotional situation. But I've always worked with women because I'm in beauty. Women aren't really good at that. I don't feel like you know what I thought. It don't matter what you think and how you feel. But if that's your industry, if that's your brand, if that's your target audience,
okay,
you need to be able to change your attitude towards that so that you can prosper. That's me speaking to me. That's something I have to tell myself. You know what? You deal with women. You work with women. You can't have that attitude.
Yeah.
What are you willing to change in order to get where you need to go? And it's like I said, it's not me preaching to you, it's me talking to myself. And then you share the revelation. It's are you not willing to adjust your attitude for this group? So what happens if you make it past this group this time, and then as soon as you get where you need to go through that door that I told you can't get in, there's that group of people that you just you feel like they were you too good to talk to them. You don't want to adjust your attitude to appeal to them. I don't care about them. I don't care about that. My mom tells me that all the time. You have to care about something. Yeah. Even when you don't care, you have to act like you do. Yeah. Even when you're right, you have to accept that you're right without being told that you're right.
You in the Kool-Aid tonight.
Absolutely. We got to do that. Listen, my dad said, tell us what it says. We can't look it up right now. 1 Corinthians 14, 34, 35.
Yes, please do.
James Version. King James Version. He said, read it.
I'm joning on your dad. I didn't know, like he said, the Kim
Listen,
James.
hold on, wait. Before you get deep, I don't let nobody join on them.
Okay, we're not joining on Pops.
Okay, cool. Listen. Shut up, Black Girl Beauty. Family first, ladies and gentlemen. When we're handling business, understand. Listen, you gotta separate this from personal. That's what I was saying. It's not always about it. Yeah. On the parentals around for Uniqua. Take one zip to that. I'm with you. Mr. Porter, Miss Amanda around these parts.
To me, it's the James Porter version. What you talking about?
Hey, listen, that's his name. Just
talking about. This is Black Girl Head, and we have a lot of braiding opportunities coming forth. Miss Amanda has a master class that she's coming up with, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a preview just to let you know some of the things that she has coming forth, because you have to tap into our master class, because like I told you, business goes hand in hand with beauty. And beauty goes hand in hand with growth. And we're trying to grow and be better as women. And this is why we need our masterclass. Miss Amanda taps into it as far as business is concerned. And she taps into it at all angles. So let's go ahead and listen to that.
I'm more than ready to open my own salon. I'm going to meet with Amanda. She's a business coach, and I would really like to sit down and talk with her. And hopefully she can lead me and guide me in the direction of opening my own salon.
So what really made you decide this is what I want to do?
Well, I'm working in the salon now as a booth owner, and being after all of the drama in Macon, I'm more than ready to open my own salon. I'm going to meet with Amanda. She's a business coach, and I would really like to sit down and talk with her. And hopefully she can lead me and guide me in the direction of opening my own salon.
So what really made you decide this is what I want to do?
Well, I'm working in the salon now as a booth owner, and being a booth renter is just not for me. Like, that's not my end-all, be-all at all. I was at Spoiled Opulence as a booth renter. The things that I didn't like, just things that were very unprofessional. After a while, it was like, okay, I really don't fit in here in this environment. Right. That really drove me to like, okay, I need to open my own salon so people can experience what it's supposed to be like.
So basically, what is it about you
I'm back.
That's going to make you
Can they hear me now? We are tapping into it, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to be sure. Miss Amanda, are you ready to in? Let me see.
Well, I have to be honest with you now. It's going to take more than passion.
So before Miss Amanda comes in, we're having a great time. And this is I am your host, Coco Plum Uniqua. You can follow me on at BGB, Black Girl Beauty BGB. And we have Miss Stefani Speaks. And we are speaking about don't block your blessings, ladies and gentlemen. So often in our community, we are the block. And we're realizing that. We're asking questions and we're diving in deep into the topic. We are,
although you're not ready yet,
we are two Black women that are going through the transitions of life, and we are also building
and your business will rise to the top.
She has two businesses. I have a plethora of businesses as well. And when we're building, what I realize is that sometimes the problem in building is us. And Miss Amanda, we're going to go ahead and bring you in.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you guys?
We are
Can you see
great.
me or am I dark?
You're
Can you see me?
see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Because I
ma'am.
can barely hear you now.
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, hello, you guys. It's a little dark, is it?
Listen, hold on. Before you get started, Miss Amanda, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just now reading this comment. My father said, and this is why we have to have this conversation, ladies.
Oh, so
Sometimes
you
I
want
told
to
you to tell them that
interrupt
they're
my
writing.
time? Okay, I'm gonna give you a second to do that.
Remain silent churches.
Ooh, that's intense.
It's intense, but that's also why I'm breaking down the stories of the Bible. Because men interpret things wrong. One of the stories that they use, and they say that the woman of the. But if you dive into the story of Samson, as we are on Wednesdays, you discover that speaking about blocking some your own blessings.
Okay.
And how dare you say that the fall of man? So many scriptures in the Bible where woman does not even have a name. As we tap into the story of Samson, I don't know if you know, but Samson's mother is unnamed. Her name is Manoah's wife. Manoah is Samson's father. She don't have no name. Yeah. So how in the world are you going to tell me that the fall of man, the fall of the greatest man, well, not the greatest, Samson was a great, but
that was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most well-known stories.
We don't even know his mother's name. My mom told me something. You got to Google that because I was reading time. Sometimes that she didn't have a name, so I Googled it. And when I Googled it, it said Manoah's wife. That means not only did I realize it, Google it, so she was like, I'm a room. And you know what happened to Samson? Even though his mother was silent with no name, he fell. Miss Amanda, come on in and tell us a little bit of something.
Hello, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here tonight with you guys on Chitter Chatter one more night. We just give God the glory and the honor for allowing us to see another Thursday night. You know what I mean? In February, in the month of February, is Black History Month. There's so much going on. And so I'm just honored to be here, Uniqua, for your 45th episode. That is amazing. And I am so proud of you. I saw you play the tape earlier on the coaching. And I am honored to say tonight to just see you in your zone because I know where you started at.
Absolutely.
I know the
I was
beginning.
Speaking to Miss Stefani about having a coach, Miss Amanda. I was speaking to Miss Stefani about the importance of having a coach. This is my coach. She's about to come in and break it on down. Having her has been amazing.
Yes, and I think it's so important, you guys, that we all have coaches. I have a coach, and I remember the time in my younger years when I didn't have a coach and all the mistakes that I made trying to figure it out. Just because you're looking at a business and you might see that they have business, that don't mean they're necessarily making money. That don't mean they're necessarily successful.
Absolutely.
But I tell you, the day I woke up and decided to get a coach, it changed my whole world. And I love helping others change their world because it's gratifying. And just watching Uniqua at the age of 4 years old, she was on the platform. And I remember when Uniqua graduated from high school, and when she graduated from high school, we took her whole life, her acting, her modeling, her poetry, her hair braiding, and we put it in a package. And that's who she is today. That's Uniqua's performing arts school. So yes, I'm excited for her. I'm excited for her future. I'm excited for what she's doing, and I'm just excited, 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 excited. And I often
Mr.
talk to
Porter said,
Uniqua.
"You're welcome." Mr.
He said, what?
He said, "You're welcome." Bring tears to
Oh
my
gosh.
eyes.
So
Look at the parental's online.
I often talk about blocking your blessings. There are a few things. I'm gonna give you 5 ways that we can block our blessings, and we don't even realize it. Sometimes stress can block your blessings. Did you know that?
Absolutely.
We can be so stressed out until we don't even know how to respond to people. I tell Uniqua this quite often, that however I feel, whatever I'm going through in my personal life should not affect other people's life when I'm talking to them, when I'm dealing with them, whether it's a customer, whether it's a family member. Just because you're having a bad day don't mean I have to have a bad day with you. So it's not fair to us to take our stress and our problems and just pass it on to other people. Another thing, fear. Fear is a way to block your blessings. You can be afraid and don't want to step out and try new things just because of fear. And it can surely hold you back. A blessing can be sitting right in your face, but because you're afraid to step out and go grab it, because it seems so real, and you don't know, you're hesitating, you could miss your blessings by having fear. Procrastination can block your blessings. Sometimes you could just say, oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. And by the time you did it next week, somebody else done came and did it before you and took over and ran with it. We have to stop procrastinating, because that can block our blessings. Being irritable and angry all the time. Every little thing that happens, I hear people say, oh, well, I'm just angry right now, or I'm irritated. Excuse me, what does that have to do with me? What does that have to do? Just because you're angry, if we got a meeting at 5 o'clock and you're angry, so you're going to tell me you're not showing up because you're angry, or you're mad, somebody ticked you off and you don't want to show up for the meeting? Or what happens if you have a customer that's getting ready to pay you $5,000? But your boyfriend over here just irritated you. He just did something to irritate you, and now you angry. You don't want to show up and get your $5,000. So we gotta get out of this stuff, and we're talking about things that matter in our community that are not often talked about. I'm gonna even throw this out there: laziness. We have to get out of laziness, my sisters. We have to get up off the couch, and we got to, especially during COVID. Some of y'all done got a little lazy during COVID, a little too comfortable during COVID. It's time to go back to work. It's time to put the pieces back together, because see, this world ain't meant for us to be sitting on this couch, y'all. There's no room for us right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be no room in 5 years from now. You're either going to be rich or poor, no middle class, nothing in the middle. So you're going to choose right now.
Middle is the worst place to be anyway.
Do I want to be here, or do I want to be down here? So whatever you decide to choose, you better go to work. You better go to work and make it happen. And I just want to read something to you guys, because I was listening to you ladies talk earlier, and I want to remind you of a scripture, Ecclesiastes 5:3. Well, the Bible warns us, first of all, against talking too much or being overly talkative. And we as Black women, we're good for that. Now we're good for that. But it says that a fool can be recognized by his many words. A fool. And it adds on that by his multiple words. And then it says the Bible discourages using an abundance of words where a few words is suffice. So in other words, even fools are thought wise if they keep their silence. If they keep their silence, and discerning if they hold their tongues. So ladies, we have to work on that. I know it's hard. I know we're quick to want to respond. to stuff when people piss us off or things don't go our way and we want to respond. But we must practice silence and holding our tongues. We must practice that because it'll make for a better world. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I wanted to share, I have a little uh let me put it right here. A link that I'm putting in here. Our next workshop, our women's workshop, and it is a free workshop. It is February 19th. I just put the link. I don't know if we lost them or not, but I just put the link in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Please click on that link and register for our next women's conference that's coming up on February 19th. It is free, so feel free to join us. I'm waiting on these two to come back in here, but while they're not in here, I just wanted to, keep chatting for a little bit until they come back, and then I'm going to leave out. But I just wanted to say, for those of you who are looking for a coach, whether it's a business coach or whether it's a life coach, I am Black Girl Beauty Coach Amanda Man of God. I am available. If you have a business that you're interested in starting, or maybe you're already an entrepreneur and you have questions about how to do certain things, whether it's branding, whether it's marketing, whether it's building your business credit, or whether it's your creating a financial plan, a business plan, whatever it is, I have my next masterclass. My next masterclass for business is actually this Saturday. That's my next masterclass for business, and it's a free masterclass. You can sit in and listen, and I could tell you everything what the business is all about. And then we'll go from there. But my next masterclass for business, that's for any business, is this Saturday at 8:00 a.m. And I'm going to put that link in here. You can go to my website at www.blackgirlbeauty. They're back, blackgirlbeautyinc.com. And you can register for that masterclass. If you are a hair braider, or you desire to be a hair braider, I have the best hair braiding class, the best hair braiding school in the world. I stand on that. If you think there's a better braid school out there, better than mine, give me a call and let me know. Email me and let me know, because I'll let you know that I want to do some research. I want to find out who they are and what they're doing, because I can assure you, I rest assured that no program out there will top this hair braiding program. It is life-changing. I am teaching hair braiders how to take their income to 6 figures. Yes, hair braiders, you guys. And so I keep losing them just before I get ready to go out, but it is 9:05. I'm going to let Uniqua close out her own show. But nevertheless, if you're interested in that hair braiding course, if you know a hair braider or someone that's interested in that course, they can visit https://braids.blackgirlbeauty, blackgirlbeautyinc.com/101. So if they click on that link right there, they can register for that braids masterclass. And that next class is this upcoming Tuesday at 8:00 p.m. You can register for that. And so I'm waiting on them to come back in, you guys. It has indeed been a pleasure. They talked about blocking your blessings. Remember not to block your blessings. Don't talk too much. Don't be letting your problems be everybody. You ladies are back?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Okay. So I am out, you guys. Uniqua, thank you. I have left the links there for anybody interested in the master classes. Uniqua has a master class coming up too, but I guess we'll talk about that next week. But don't forget, Uniqua,
we are you go, open. Somebody wanted to say a few words to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I just wanted to say, Miss Amanda, I truly applaud you and Mr. James, her father, for just pouring into her and her brain, her vision, her dreams, her life. I think it's so important. I value that, and that is something to be valued, because a lot of children, especially in our community, they don't get that. Even like if we're talking it's go to this college or job, retire, and that's it. Stay on a low profile. You don't create your own business, do stuff like that. Fit into what society standards are. But I have to applaud y'all being who you are, for pouring into your daughter, for really being an example for her to be who she is today. So thank you.
Oh, that was so
My mom is the
special.
same way, and I love to see stuff. I love to see this because this is important. Young Black girls, for Black women, it's coming up on businesses, to have the elders, to have the people
Wow.
generation follows us. So
This is Black.
Well, thank you so much.
And this is what we were speaking about during the break. Thank you, Miss Amanda.
And I wanted to say, I want to make sure that we invite her. We're having a Super Bowl party this Sunday coming up. So make sure that you tell her about it so she can come back and join us for the Super Bowl party. We're having a Black Girl Beauty Super Bowl party. This will be our first Super Bowl party for Black Girl Beauty.
Okay.
Okay. So it was indeed a pleasure. I will see you guys the next time.
All right. I disclaimed my life, ladies and gentlemen. It is so good to have you here, Miss Amanda. So, plum, please, and pleasure. I'm so happy to have you. Delete it. Okay, cool. Because sometimes things happen. You gotta be to keep it moving forward. And next week on Chitter Chatter, Miss Amanda is going to be coming in, and she's going to be hosting. She's going to take over the entire show. It's going to be business with Miss Amanda Manigault. So make sure you tune in next week for that. It has been an awesome night. Again, I am your host, Miss Uniqua Manigault, Coco Plum. You can follow me on Instagram, Black Girl BGB, and KOKOPLUU, 2 U's. Don't forget my extra U, M. And you can also follow me on LinkedIn, YouTube, Uniqua Manigault, and Miss Stefani Speaks. Go ahead and tell everyone how they can get in contact with you and speak about the pop-up shops, because this is Black Girl Beauty, ladies.
Awesome. Yes. Again, please make sure you tap in with me, vendors. If you have a brand that you want to push, that you want to go hard for in 2022, if you are an artist that wants to perform, then I am the one that you need to come and talk to. My show and my pop-up shop is called Puff Fridays, P.U.F.F.R.I.E.A.Y.S Fridays on Instagram. Again, I am Stefani Speaks. Stefani Speaks, STEFANIESHPEAKS. That's me, Stefani Speaks.
Follow her.
And if you want to hear more of my music, CMO is on all streaming platforms. That is me out.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like they went off the air again. So we're going to close it out.